This evening, pastors host Billion Souls Conference in Guyana. 3 security guards charged with theft. Radio Bartica broadcasters receive training. And we bring you the top regional and international headlines of the day.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Wednesday, March the 14th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Police arrest a makeup artist suspected of harboring a fugitive. Esther Sobers tells us more.
An intelligence-led operation by ranks of the Guyana Police Force has resulted in the apprehension of a murder suspect who fled the United States. Around 2 this morning, the fugitive Troy Anthony Thomas of South Ozone Park, Queens, New York, was arrested at a location in Liliendal, East Coast. He was wanted for allegedly murdering Queens resident Keith Frank on December 11, 2011. Makeup artist and social media personality Lolita Calendar of East Romvelt was also apprehended during the same operation. Calendar was originally wanted by police for threatening behavior. She is also suspected to have harbored the fugitive Thomas. Both are currently in police custody and are assisting in investigation. For Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
On Thursday, March 15th, 2018 at 2 p.m., Georgetown City Councilors will be choosing from among them the persons who would become mayor and deputy mayor for 2018. The voting will be featured live on their Facebook page at Mayor and City Council. The Child Care and Protection Agency is rolling out a comprehensive literacy plan for all 361 maternal clinics in Guyana. Esther Sobers tells us more.
After launching the Back to Basic Reading program in Region 4 during the month of February, the Child Care and Protection Agency is sticking to its promise in having the program established in all regions of Guyana. The program is now established in Region 3, 4, and mostly being launched in the Upper Demerara, Berbice, Region 10. Lovern Thorne, Executive Officer of Early Childhood Development at the Child Care Protection Agency, spoke of the initiative.
This program stemmed from the agency. We have a lot of children in care, children coming into the agency, and these are children who would have acquired the age to know how to read, or supposed to be able to read. However, we find that many of them are not able to do so. So we would have decided that, okay, to target and to try to help or remedy this situation, let's go down and go back to basic. Let's go to the health clinic and encourage parents to start reading to their little ones from birth to 3 years. That's the age we're touching. So that's where this came from, because of the high rate of children not knowing how to read.
While we're moving in a technological era and more children are inclined to use technology over reading books, Ms. Lovern was quick to note the disadvantages of technology.
They have their disadvantages, and if you do research, show that there are many disadvantages to a child using a tablet. You might think that the child using a tablet or spending time, oh, he or she is so intelligent, but then it's hampering that child from many other developmental milestones that he or she should use in terms of communicating. Their simple development of their finger muscles and all of those things, it hinders it a lot. So parents don't know. So we want to encourage them not to put it away completely. The child can use it, but at least spend some time with them on your lap. You're not only helping them to read or to get interested in books, but you're building a relationship with your child. You're bonding with that child. That child is feeling safe with you. You understand? So that's what we want to really encourage parents to do. Not to move away totally from tablets and the phone, but just to spend that time with your child, building relationship.
The reading program at the health clinic is not just for mothers and children, but also fathers are encouraged to join the initiative.
When our parenting program started, one of the things we wanted to do is to really get fathers involved in their child's life. That's part of our parenting program also. We are hoping that with working with the Ministry of Health, we can have some day where we can probably call it Baby Daddy Day. We don't know how it's going to go, but we want to have that day where fathers just come to clinic with their babies and be more involved in their child's life, because fathers many times fathers are absent and it's just mommy raising the child.
The Early Childhood Development Reading Program is expected to create a love and appreciation for books among toddlers and preschoolers, enabling them to become proficient readers as they grow and to aid in laying the foundation for children to succeed in school throughout their lifetime. For Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Future operators of Radio Bartka 95.1 are currently undergoing a 6-week training session on broadcasting. 20 residents from Cayuni-Mazaruni Region 7 are being trained to manage and operate the newly commissioned Radio Bartka. The training is to develop the skills of the future broadcasters of 95.1 FM. The trainees were all selected by the regional administration. Communication specialist Dr. Rovin Diodot explains what the training entails.
They're learning the ABCs of broadcasting. They're learning about the voice, they're learning about pronunciation, they're learning about reading and presentation, they're learning about research and interviewing.
With the training, Dr. Diodot expects the future broadcasters to greatly increase the amount of on-air local content.
Once they start that, the intention or the hope is that each day of the week they can provide 2 or 3 or even 4 hours of local programming.
The participants in the program greatly appreciate the training they are receiving.
Being a part of this program will help me to gain more confidence. I will be able to express myself more freely.
It will benefit me in helping to continue the advocacy that I've been doing for poetry because I'm a lover of poetry.
The training program is expected to run for another 6 weeks. Police are investigating the suspected murder of a pensioner whose body was found in her home. 68-year-old Ursula Paradat lived alone at her Bell West Bank Demerara home. She was found this morning with a hole in her head and her throat slit. According to reports, the incident appears to have taken place during the course of a robbery. Her purse containing a cell phone, documents, and $123,000 was missing. The police have not yet made any arrest. Investigations are ongoing. After the break, Guyana hosts Billion Souls Conference. Stay with us. Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Welcome back. The Guyana Water Incorporated spends $2.3 million on rented buildings per month, according to a document circulated on Monday at the Public Accounts Committee. A total of $1.9 million is being spent by the company every month to rent various buildings, while another $380,000 is being paid for electricity costs at those facilities. Hundreds of pastors from around the world converged on Georgetown for the Billion Souls Conference at the Princess Hotel. Wendell Jeffrey has more in this report.
There's a move among some evangelical leaders from across the world to add 1 billion souls to the global church. The intent is on getting ahead of the explosive population growth. The Billion Souls movement has local participants, and over the last 2 days at the Ramada Princess Hotel, hundreds of local residents participated in the conference.
Mercy Ministries without evangelism and sharing the gospel is not going to fulfill the Great Commission. Mercy Ministries must be used as an entry strategy to get into an area and then be able to preach the gospel.
Reverend Rajaz Nabi did a presentation on reaching unreached people groups.
We've adopted some people groups and we support taking the gospel to those people groups, planting churches in those people groups, and we pray for those people groups. Find a place where people need to be evangelized. Find a village where there is no church.
According to Nabi, there has been too much time and too much money spent on in-reach as opposed to outreach. He said that Christians need to get busy with evangelizing unreached people.
We must focus our resources on the unfinished task. Now I know we have to put resources into the church. We have to put resources into doing a lot of things in our church. But we must make sure that at all times that we are mobilizing our resources not only in buildings and equipment and facilities, but we must make sure that one of the things we do, that we are mobilizing our resources to be engaged in the Great Commission.
This was the third such conference in Guyana, and presentations were made by international speakers, including Dr. David Sorapina, Dr. Kirish Darvel, and Dr. John Smith from Guyana. For Channel 2 Headline News, I am Wendell Jeffrey.
Thanks, Wendell. Recently, the United States declared a ban on catfish imported from Guyana after a recent change in their importation requirements. The U.S. Food Safety Inspection Services now demands exporting nations to have an inspection system that is equivalent to the U.S. standards. Dr. Ozaye Dodson, Veterinary Public Health Director, spoke on the matter, saying, quote, "Our Fisheries Act is broad, covering all species of fish. The U.S. has specific regulations for the catfish species, and there has been no changes to the local act since 2003. There will have to be some adjustments to the Fisheries Act, inspection manual, and regulations to bridge the gaps." He said changes to the country's Fisheries Act and regulations will be taken shortly to the Attorney General's chambers and published in the Official Gazette. When this is accomplished, U.S. officials will conduct an audit of the local fisheries department and other relevant agencies to, quote, "pave the way for the country's likely re-entry into the American catfish export market," end quote. Guyana was among several countries that were banned recently from the U.S. catfish export market. Others were Bangladesh, Canada, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Mexico, Myanmar, Nigeria, and Pakistan. Only China, Thailand, and Vietnam met the new requirements demanded under the new standards outlined for the exports of catfish, curias, gillbacker, and hasser. 3 Massey security guards were charged today with larceny. Esther Sobers brings us that story.
Today, 3 Massey Security Limited security officers were charged with stealing over $3.2 million. Clarence Patterson, Sean Goodluck, and Cosmo Chinester were jointly charged and pleaded not guilty. It is alleged that on November 13, 2017, the 3 stole 2 Republic Bank tamper-proof money bags with $1 million cash along with $2.2 million in check property of Marix and Company Limited. The security officers allegedly collected the money bags with the cash inside from Marix and Company Limited to be deposited at Republic Bank. However, the company later discovered that the monies were not deposited and reported the matter to the police. With no objections raised by the prosecutor, the trio was released on $200,000 bail each, and the matter was adjourned to April 25, 2018. For Channel 2 Headline News, I'm Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Join us after the break for your regional news, international news, and more. Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride Taxi Service. Let's go.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safe TV Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
Welcome back. Here's Bibi Backus with the top regional and international headlines of the day.
The ceiling collapse at the San Fernando General Hospital's burn unit was caused by corroded reinforcements due to continued exposure over the years. In a media release, the Southwest Regional Health Authority said the ceiling, which collapsed on Saturday morning, has been assessed by its Property Services Department, and further testing would take place to determine the thickness of the ceiling's concrete topping and the compressive strength of the floor cores. A Fourier scan will also be undertaken to determine the floor's reinforcement depth, size, and spacing. These tests will guide the design for the corrective repair work. The tests are expected to take 2 weeks. The Jamaica Teachers Association says it was unable to meet with the Ministry of Labor and Social Security for an emergency meeting which was scheduled on Tuesday. The ministry said the meeting is in response to a nationwide teachers' protest. The JTA responded by saying it was willing to meet. However, they weren't able to assemble a team at such short notice, proposing to meet today instead. On Monday, the JTA began a 3-day sit-out to protest against government's wages offer of a 16% increase over a 4-year period. It is unclear how many of the 23,000 public school teachers participated in the industrial action. World-renowned British physicist Stephen Hawking has died at the age of 76. Born on January 8, 1942, Stephen William Hawking became one of the world's most well-known scientists. He had motor neuron disease, which may have confined his body to a wheelchair, however, did nothing to change his mind. His work focused on bringing together relativity, the nature of space and time, and quantum theory, how the smallest particles in the universe behave, to explain the creation of the universe and how it is governed. Hawking's intelligence, coupled with his physical disability, made him a household name and inspiration to many. On Tuesday, British Prime Minister Theresa May gave the Russian government a midnight ultimatum to account for last week's alleged nerve gas attack. UK Foreign Secretary Boris Johnson threatened action if the deadline is not met.
And we want the Russians to give an account of what's been going on, and if they can come up with a convincing explanation, then clearly full disclosure needs to be given to the Organisation for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, the chemical weapons watchdog in The Hague. We've given them until midnight tonight to do that. If they can't, then clearly the UK government will come forward with measures, a response that is commensurate but robust.
The Russian ambassador in London claims that they have yet to receive a sample of the nerve agent used against the former double agent. As of this afternoon, the Russian government has yet to respond to the threat. And finally, President of Mauritius, Amina Garib Fakim, is refusing to quit just days after it was announced she would resign. President Gurib Fakim denies any wrongdoings after allegations emerged she made tens of thousands worth of personal purchases on a charity bank card. Her office released a statement claiming that she owns a credit card from the same bank as the charity and has confused the identical cards. The statement further claims that the $27,000 US bill has been refunded. Last month, a Malaysian newspaper reported that the head of state used a credit card given to her by London's Planet Earth Institute to buy jewelry and clothes abroad. The card was to be used to pay for the promotion of a doctorate program named after the president. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, I am Bibi Bacchus.
And now for your 7-day weather forecast. Here's this week's bridge retraction schedule and today's foreign currency exchange rates. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed evening.